where I am. God is where I stand. God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. Ask me where I see God is, where I dance. Joy lives at my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, for where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. And where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As me. Oh, oh, do-do-do. Oh, hey, yeah. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and feel, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and leave. God is, life is, joy is, oh, God is.
Wow, God is, yes. Let us join together in treatment as we begin this evening's service. God is right here, right now, the presence, the power of life itself. I welcome and embrace it, and I'm filled with joy for this moment, for this time together. I'm filled with delight and awe as I experience the fullness of spirit in this moment and in every moment as music, as love, as friendship. Whatever it is that's going on in the world right now, love is fully present. God is fully present. And for that and so much more, I'm deeply, deeply grateful. So we begin this evening with love and joy, with appreciation and gratitude, knowing that beautiful, beautiful things are transpiring right here, right now. With a grateful, humble heart, I release these ideas into the law of mind, and I know it is done. And so it is. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome to CSL on the Lake. Grateful that you could be here today. And I'd just like to begin the way I begin all things, with the land acknowledgement. So I acknowledge that the traditional territory that we're meeting on is that of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 and the Mississaugas of the Credit and the Williams Treaty, signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands. We're all in this together on Turtle Island. We are all one. And for that, I am so grateful. So tonight, I want to start with a little sacred reading. We know this is Pride Month. And so there is a great late gay activist, Harvey Milk, who was murdered while serving as a San Francisco supervisor. And this is what he had to say. I can't forget the looks on faces of people who've lost hope. Be they gay, be they seniors, be they Black looking for an almost impossible job, be they Latins trying to explain their problems and aspirations in a tongue that's foreign to them. I personally will never forget that people are more important than buildings. It takes no compromise to give people their rights. It takes no money to respect the individual. It takes no political deal to give people freedom. It takes no survey to remove repression. Woo. Great words. I think it's really important that we just, in this moment, take this moment to honor life and to know that the struggles that some are feeling are very essential to each and every one of us. That if my brother, my sister, my family is struggling, then I am struggling as well. So really essential that we learn how to love, to support, and to allow beauty and grace and goodness to fill our hearts and minds. So that's my little preachy bit for tonight. So announcements, we do have a few announcements. There's some stuff coming up. So first off, prayer requests, of course, they're all held in confidence. So you can send an email to revb@cslonthelake.com and we will handle those prayer requests for you. Or you can join in mornings and evenings, 7 a.m. in the morning, 9 p.m. at night. And we do prayer online, on Zoom, and on Facebook Live. So, do join in. It is a great way to begin and end the day, to set intentions for creating harmony in our lives. And we have a free event on Wednesday, June the 8th at 7 p.m. on Zoom, Awakening the Goddess. Now, this retreat is happening at the end of July. And I just want to invite all people who identify as female to join on Wednesday night. See if there's something there for you. This is an event. This week-long event is life-changing. And if you read the newsletter, you'll see in there a testimonial from one of our past participants. I've done this workshop a number of times. The results have been phenomenal. And so I invite you to check that out. Having a book say, let's do officiant memorial service training. I went and had those in the wrong order. So if you have ever thought about being someone who could officiate at a memorial service, or maybe you have friends or family who might be looking for someone to do that for them now, or maybe it's something that's just tickled your interest. I'll be holding a course beginning mid-July, and the dates have not been firmed up yet. I want to see who's interested, and then we'll find a time that works for everyone. So if you're interested, send me off an email, Rev Barbara at Rogers.com, and I will get you the rest of the information. And I'm having a book sale. So if you've been thinking about getting any of my journals, now's a great time to do it as we go into summer. So you can get the collection, all four, for the wonderful price of $50. They normally sell for $20 a piece. Or you can pick up any two for, well, half that, I guess. or they're $15 each. So I invite you, if you've been thinking about journaling about love or journaling forgiveness, these journals are powerful, simple, and highly effective. So I invite you to check that out. Now, Friday, the Just One You, Joy with Rev B, Friday at 3 p.m. My guest this week is Arlene Vernon, my eldest daughter. She's a wildlife photographer, she's a psychic, and she's an artist. She's a triple threat, shall we say. Anyway, it's my delight to have this beautiful, beautiful daughter of mine to participate in the show. And I know that you will find many interesting things. Her psychic abilities are remarkable. She's been seeing through the veil since she was a very little child. So do check that show out. 3 o'clock live on Facebook and YouTube right here on the New Thought Media Network. So what we believe. You know, here at CSL, we have a set of beliefs that were created by the Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes many, many years ago when he started this philosophy, this faith, this way of life. And here are a couple of those beliefs. We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God or spirit or first cause, whatever name you want to use, is personal to all who feel the indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. And we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative medium, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. And now, last song by Daniel Nahmod.
If this is my last song, if this is my final day, if tomorrow I'll be gone, what do I want to say? If this is my last song, if it's my time to go, when my body's moved on, what will I have to show? No, not fortune or fame, they scatter to the wind. The things that make a name, just a matter in the end. But is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and sky a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. If these are my last words for all of the earth to hear, if all that I have ever been is about to disappear, if these are my last words, there's nothing that I need to say. I have only tried to serve. It's never been about talking anyway. So much hurt there is to heal, it's hard to understand. All I can hope to feel is that I am doing what I can. Is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and sky a little more blue. Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. Have I given hope to the hopeless? Has a hungry soul been fed? Has a child stood a little bit taller 'cause of something that I said? Have I left a little kindness? Have I eased a little pain? If so, then I'm glad I came. For that, I'm so glad I came. If this is my last song, what do I leave behind? What do I pass on if I am out of time?
Oh, what a great song. Daniel Nahmod is such a remarkable songwriter, and I just love that. Is the world a little bit brighter because I've been here? Ah, such an important message. Well, the talk tonight is Welcome to the Temple. And by the temple, I'm talking about the temple that each one of us resides within. And I want to share with you a quote by Ara. My temple is my body, my world around me, my altar. My words are spells, every thought and intention. My actions, rituals. To manifest all that will be, I am sacred, I am divine. Such a powerful message. Now, I want you to just think for a moment about how you think about your body temple. Do you look at it some days and go, "Oh, it's too old, it's too fat, it's too short, it's too tall, it's it." Anybody here ever do that? What we want to do is recognize it for what it is. This is our vehicle for this incarnation of living. And without it, we cannot experience the fullness of life here on this planet that we live in right now. We must acknowledge this body and treat it and welcome it and love it and admire it and rejoice in it, because it really is the thing that gives us the ability to experience life and living. And wow, experiencing life can be really, really awesome. So the body is the one thing in the world which is completely and intimately ours, the only thing. Rather than engaging in a spirituality that denies the body, we can move closer to an experience of God here and now by fully engaging with our bodies. So we want to remember that we are part of a dynamic whole, and it is the combination of spirit, mind, body. And when we begin to acknowledge that and accept that, we can begin to feel and experience a really magical existence as we remember whose we truly are. So our bodies are magnificent and magical conduits between God and our individual consciousness. And really, we ought to celebrate it that way because it allows us to experience this world. Our bodies are divine. So when we think about the body, sometimes we get a little annoyed with it. We got an ache, we got a pain, we got something going on. But really, truly, the body it's kind of like your new car or your old car. You know, you drive it and drive it and drive it. And well, sometimes you got to put gas in or plug it in. Today, you can plug them in. Or you need to maybe clean it once in a while so that it looks pristine. And a little service would be good, an oil change here and there. Well, we must do the same for the temple of God. We must take time every day for meditation and prayer to feed the soul. We want to make sure that we take time to acknowledge the gifts and blessings that we have, that we are able to move, that we're able to laugh and play, that we're able to sing, some of us, dance, perhaps. We can write, we can read, we can make love, we can do all manner of things with this incredible temple that we are living in. And we must honor it. And we do that through some of the things that keep us on track, right? So we want to make sure that we feed ourselves healthy food, that we move, right? Do some exercise, move the body. We want to take time for rest, to lay our head down and have a deep and peaceful sleep. We want to take time in prayer, where we go within, acknowledge and remember the presence of spirit, that divine mind that is within each and every one of us, and allow ourselves to commune with that, which will then give us direction. And we need to listen. We need to listen. The body tells us stories. Now, oftentimes when we got an ache or a pain or whatever, or we trip and fall and break something or whatever, we immediately go, oh, that's terrible, awful. And we resist it and we want to make it go away. And so we'll take pills and we'll do all kinds of things to try and stop whatever's going on. But first, what we need to do is talk to it. Yes, talk to the body. You can do that. So we want to pay attention. So if we have a pain in our back, we don't want to just automatically go to the Relaxaset. Oh, maybe they'll send us some money for that. Free advertising. What we want to do instead is just take our conscious awareness and move it into the area that is in pain and sit quietly. And I know when we're in physical pain, it's a little bit difficult to quiet that chatter that goes, I want this to go away. I don't like this, right? But it's really important that we listen. If we go into the area that is hurting and we just take a moment to sit back and ask the question, what do I need? What does my back need right now? What do my knees need right now? What do I need in this moment? And then we silence the mind. We quiet ourselves. We focus on our breath and we release this question, knowing, like fully expecting that an answer will come. Believe me, it will. You will get amazing feedback. Somebody will step into your life and share a treatment with you that's new or just evolving. They'll invite you to some event or something, or they'll share with you some wisdom that they have from some other modality. And all of a sudden, your answers are there and the healing happens. And the healing could be a pill. It could be a surgeon. It could be simply a prayer that transforms consciousness. Whatever it is, we just need to be willing to know, to hear, to realize that the temple is built. This temple that I'm living in is built by my mind. I think you all knew that. The body is the creation of mind. What I think about, I bring about. What I focus on grows and expands. So how many of us have been focusing for the last couple of years on, oh no, what if I get COVID, right? We've got fear running, and why not? It's been a deadly thing that has hit our world. So of course it's going to bring up fear. When that fear comes up, we want to be reasonable, and we want to acknowledge that, yeah, we're living in interesting times, so we've got to pay attention to that. But at the same time, we want to acknowledge that, you know what, God is right here. God is within me, being me right here, right now. And I know that whatever I need to do, I will do, and I will listen to my body. My body's going to tell me what's next, what matters, what's most important. And I'm going to choose to listen to it. You see, by listening to the information that comes, I begin to heal, but I also begin to live in a greater amount of joy and peace. You see, when our body is struggling in some way with pain or illness or whatever could be going on with it, maybe it's just that we're overweight and don't like it. Well, whatever you resist persists. All right. Time to stop resisting the dieting or stop resisting, eating certain foods or stop telling, ourselves that, oh, like one of my old sayings was, oh, this donut that I'm going to eat, I might as well just slip it in my pocket because that's where it's going to end up anyway. So we tell ourselves story. We have all of these phrases that we use that we have not taken into account are the builders of the body, the builders of the temple. So if I am moving into a place of welcoming this glorious temple, honoring it and respecting it in all ways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a plan, a strategy. And it's going to begin with good food, good and regular exercise, good sleep, regular good sleep, right? I'm going to take time every day in prayer and meditation to make sure that there's a peacefulness within me. And when anything is disconnected, discordant, diseased, whatever, I'm going to take time to ask the question, what is it that I need? Not what do I want? Because we know what we want. We want the pain to go away. We want the discomfort to go away. We want the disease to be healed. However, that's not the question. It's what do I need? And sometimes needs are very different because we're all seeking, I think, or we're working towards seeking the expression of our true authentic self. We're ready to express our divine nature. And maybe something we're doing is blocking or stopping that. And so when our body hurts, when our body is giving us a message, if we will pay attention to it, it may very well reveal to us our next steps that take us to our greatest desire. Okay? The greatest desire that we have is something that was implanted in us even before our birth. It's who we are. And when we don't acknowledge it and share it and live from it, what happens is disconnections occur, whether it's relationships or finances or our careers go awry or our body begins to fail us. Whatever's going on, there is a reason for it. And the first cause is always in mind. That's why we can heal it. That's why we can heal it. When Ernest Holmes founded this teaching, one of the things he did was put together a process of prayer called spiritual mind treatment. And spiritual mind treatment is incredibly powerful. I have been in awe sometimes of the results of treatments that I've done for myself or for others. And what I've come to realize is that when I can connect in my mind exactly what it is that I'm resisting or uncomfortable with, or whatever it is that I feel guilty about or resentful about, well, the minute I can come to terms with that and change it, then my body has an automatically healing. And forgiveness is a really big one for that. So, when we look at life, we want to look at ourselves with love and appreciation. And one of my favorite books, right from the beginning when I first found this teaching, is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And what I love about this book, a number of things. Her exercises that she has us do are really remarkable, and they really help us to come to terms with what's going on. But also in the book at the back, she has a list of, well, illnesses or challenges or whatever that can befall the body, and a suggested what she thinks may be the first cause, and then also an affirmation to heal it or change it or alter it. So it's really exciting to sit back and go, wow, here is a list of things. Oh, I have a back problem. Let me read what that says. Maybe I need to, get my finances more in order, or maybe there's something out of balance. I think that's the hips, is about balance. So we want to acknowledge that everything is created within this one, the one divine presence, the one power. Everything we think about, everything that we put forth in the world, all of it is coming to pass in the now moment via this one infinite creative force. So we want to just remember that each and every one of us are a spiritual idea in the mind of God. And how we move forward is completely up to us, because our thinking will create our forward motion. And I'm just wanting to share a couple things from Ernest Holmes. In the Science of Mind text, he wrote, "Our body is a part of the kingdom of God. Therefore, there is a spiritual pattern at the center of it." So, what is the spiritual pattern? That's a pattern of wholeness, of completeness. That's a pattern of divine perfection. And so when we look at our body and go, oh, it's too fat, it's too short, it's too tall, it's whatever it is we're describing it as, what we're doing is we're basically making a statement into the universe, into the divine mind, going, this is kind of trash, like, I don't like it. So what happens is we begin to experience in our life all kinds of disconnections, discord, dis-ease, because we have disowned the temple. Not a great idea. The other quote I wanted to share, also from the Science Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, "Body expresses intelligence. Its apparent intelligence being lent by the consciousness which permeates it." So the reality is that this body is God energy, right? It is the divine stuff. And however it's been put together at this point in time is based on the consciousness of the individual living in it. So if there's a challenge or a problem, it's not that it's my fault that something is wrong. It's that somewhere in my history, somewhere in my belief system, somewhere in the consciousness of humanity, what we would call race consciousness, somewhere in that, there is a sense of brokenness or flaws, and we have somehow agreed with that. But we can change it. We can change it. In The Essential Ernest Holmes, he wrote, "Since we cannot walk on the water, we take a boat." If we've got pain in our back and we know where it's caused from, we can take an aspirin, make it go away. So what is it? What is it about your life and your body? What is it about your journey that you're feeling excited and delighted about? Or what is it when you look in the mirror in the morning? What is it that you say to yourself? So I'm going to give you some new lines, some new creative expressions, maybe new, maybe not, maybe you've been doing this all along. So how about we get up in the morning and we look in the mirror and we go, whoa, thank you, God. Check it out. What do you think? You ready to do that in the morning? First thing? One of the ministers in California was talking about, she would get up in the morning and be looking in the mirror, and what she would do is she would play the theme from Rocky. I love that. I thought that was a great idea. And then, I'm a champion. How many times have you told yourself that you're a champion, that you're beautiful, that you're brilliant, that you're exquisite, that you're divine, that you're sexy and gorgeous? When have you last told yourself that? When have you looked in the mirror and went, I love you. I really, really love you. That should be a practice every day. Every time you pass a storefront window and see your reflection, every time you look in the mirror, every time you get to see this glorious self, this beautiful divine temple, to honor it, to appreciate it, to be grateful for it, to love it just as it is, right where it is. And know that if there's anything discordant, well, that will pass. Like, love will heal. Love is the answer. It doesn't really matter what the question is. Love is the answer. And so when we look at our body temple, we can choose to laugh and play and dance and sing, or moan and groan and cry and whine and, oh, I want it to be different. I mean, when was the last time you heard an oak tree go, oh, I wish I was a willow? Or a beautiful red rose going, oh, damn, what I wouldn't give to be a dandelion. Look how bright yellow they are. We do stuff like this all the time, right? We wish that we were something else, someone else, somewhere else, built differently. We've got all of these stories, but really when it comes down to it, I was thinking just before we started tonight that imagine for a moment if we were blind. If we were blind, we couldn't see another person. And so we could experience them in a very different way. And for the first time, I thought, maybe there's a benefit to it. Like I think there's a benefit to everything, but I think sometimes our ability to visually see things is part of what produces some of the judgment that we experience. We look at one person and we think, wow, they're so beautiful. And then we look at ourselves and go, oh, but my hair needs to be different. Oh, check that nose out. Oh man, I need a better top lip. And plastic surgeons love it. But what about just coming to terms with God created me. God created me. And I am created in the image and of the likeness of God. And that suggests to me that I'm already perfect, whole, and complete. So how I view myself is what's going to trip up my life experience. If I view myself as broken and flawed, I get to be right. But if I view myself as confident, as a champion, as a light in the world, I get to be right. What is the view that you hold of yourself? What is the view you hold of your talents and gifts? What is the view that you hold on the days when you're feeling out of sorts? Is there a moment of praise and thanksgiving? Or is it all dread and regret? So many of us live with discord within our body in one way or another. And I think it's important that we begin to really acknowledge that whatever the world has said beauty standards are, that's an error. That's error thinking. That there are no two of us alike. Even if you look at twins or triplets or quadruplets, quintuplets, there's still difference between each and every one. We have a couple of sets of twins in my family, and it's interesting to look at how different they are from each other, how they show up or how they live or how they express. And even if they look the same, you know the difference. You can tell the difference. It's very few twins, I haven't met any yet, that could absolutely surprise their family with who's who. For the most part, the differences of ideas and thoughts and self-expression are what make the difference, even though the physical form looks exactly the same. So what we're looking for today is to honor this body temple, to look at it as a gift. It allows us to experience the fullness of life. It allows us to express our divine nature. It is a beautiful beacon of hope for all of us. Tonight I was watching a past show of Canada's Got Talent, and on there is this incredible woman. She is and I wish I could remember her name right now. Anyway, she is a stand-up comic, and she was born without hands, so her arms stop around here, and she's funny. She brought the house down. She talks about her disability, but in a way that we're laughing with her at the way she puts together her stories and the way she talks about her life. And she brought such love and compassion and joy into the experience. When I was watching her this evening, I was delighted and excited to see someone who years ago we might have gone, oh, look at that poor thing. And today, to see her standing on the stage in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, being her authentic self and bringing joy to every single person who had the good fortune as to hear her set tonight. I don't know when it was aired. It was a little while ago, but it's on Rogers On Demand. It's interesting to me that sometimes we look at things and call them disabilities. But really, I believe that the way we're created has a divine blessing to it, that even though it would appear because she doesn't have hands that somehow that causes her to be disabled. But the truth is that she's more able than many people I know who have fully functioning fingers and wrists, and she's able to just shine. And it's a choice that's made. She stands as a champion, as a powerhouse in the world, as an example of greater and greater good when we honor this temple for what it is, not what we wish it was, but what it is. Like I said, the oak tree doesn't strive to be the willow. The rose doesn't seek to be the dandelion. Why would you seek to be anything but who and what you are? So regardless of your age, your race, your gender, regardless of your sexual orientation, your career status, regardless of, whether you've got some fancy letters in the front of your name or the back of your name, regardless of any of that, the truth is we are all created unique and special. We're all created one with God. We're all perfect, whole, and complete right where we are right now, right today, even with aches and pains and whatever else might be going on. The truth is, every single man, woman, and child on the planet is a divine gift to the universe at this time. And the greatest blessing that we can give to our world, to our own life and our own families and our own cities and cultures, is to honor who we are authentically. And that does require being vulnerable. It does require standing sometimes in discomfort. And sometimes people won't understand. And that's okay too. You see, we're here on a journey, and the journey is really to experience the fullness of life with love and with joy and with peace. So we want to begin to see the body as a temple. They're not simply living machines, they're temples in which God is able to live, breathe, and move and have its being the way it wants. It is responsive to our thoughts. It is responsive to our emotions. It is responsive to our desires. It's time to reevaluate, to reassess, and to look at our body, our life, and our experience in a new way. And by listening to the body, we will likely find that discomfort dissipates, answers are revealed, and possibility absolutely reveals itself. So over the next few weeks, there's going to be lots of conversation about the body temple. And next week, Karen Drucker is in the house. You're not even going to miss me next week when I'm in the States. You are going to have Karen Drucker bringing up music and a great, great lesson. I have no doubt about it. And hey, Genevieve Trudel is also going to join the show with her and do the front end of things and help to keep things moving. So it's going to be ladies' night, and it's going to be fantastic. And of course, everybody is welcome to attend. So, and on another piece of note, somewhere in the very near future, we are going to be moving into in-person services. In-person services. And we'll continue to stream and do it online as well, because we want to make sure that everybody gets to participate. So on that note, I want to thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope something said or done has touched your heart. And now let us quiet our mind as we move into a time of meditation. And I invite you to just really relax and receive a blessing.
You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
And it is in understanding that God is right here, being me, being you, that God is all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere present. It is the life and the breath, the journey itself. This body is really made up of God energy, the divine mind revealing itself in every cell, showing up as muscles and tissue and organs and blood and hair and nails and all of it. And it is in acknowledging that I remember that healing happens not because of something outside of me, but rather a transformation within me. So I open my mind, and I know that my words have power, and so I choose them wisely. I speak words of truth, words of grace and gratitude, words filled with love and appreciation, respect. I care for this body like a living monument to well being, a living monument into the world. And every day I do my best to listen and to respond. And in so doing, health is revealed, vitality is a here and now reality, and all that I have need of, I always have it. Something brings good into my life moment by moment, and for that I am deeply, deeply grateful. Grateful for my relationships, grateful for my health, grateful for vitality and strength, grateful for passion and purpose. I am grateful for the temple of God, my vehicle of expression in this life experience. I am grateful for health, for vitality, for strength, for flexibility, and for comfort. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
So God, you are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God, and so it is. Well. Thank you, Genevieve, for that beautiful song, that beautiful music. And it's now time to pass the virtual basket. So I invite you to take the gift that you have for CSL on the Lake and to give it with love and appreciation. And just know that as we honor it, as we honor what we give, we actually help it to grow and expand. So please join with me in saying the offering affirmation. Together, please. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, to prosper, and it is evidence of my conviction. It does its good and perfect work through me now, and so it is. Well, and there are a number of ways that you can give to CSL on the Lake. You can give by making a donation by e-transfer to revb@cslonthelake.com. You can also go to our website, cslonthelake.com, and hit the give link. And from there, you can give your gifts through your credit cards. You can also mail a check to Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, 38 Kootenay Crescent in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at M1J1R7. And remember, all donations are tax deductible. Now, following today's service here, we are going to gather on Zoom. So if you have not participated on Zoom yet, do it today. We come together and we talk about the lesson, or we just commune with one another and share stories of how we're doing and where we're at. So we invite you to participate as well. And on that note, let us close out this service with these words. Divine mind, perfect, creative energy, divine presence. I welcome this moment. I welcome this journey, and I welcome all that comes. I am open and receptive to the energy and power and presence of God as life itself. And I know that all that happens, all that I do moving forward, is truly a gift and a blessing. And I am so very grateful. I'm grateful for health and vitality. I'm grateful for this beautiful body temple, and I'm grateful for just all the good that forever is around and in and through this life experience. So filled with joy, grace, and goodness, I release these ideas into the law of mind. It is done. I let it be. And so it is. And now, Sue Riley with Blessed Be.
Gonna set it free, let things be, let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow, I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be, let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow, I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in. Gonna set it free, let things be, let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow, I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be, let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow, I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I've outgrown those smaller dreams, the way they used to limit me. I make the space, invite love in, magic fills my life again. Shoo, 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 shoo. There's something bigger calling me to follow where my passion leads. I trust that flow, don't need to know. I dance into the great unknown. Gonna set it free, let things be, let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow, I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be, let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow, I'm finally free, oh blessed be. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow, I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm finally free, you know I'm finally free, oh blessed be.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.